What's up, yo? Welcome to Deep Thought. Many people are caught in loops. Many people are caught in loops. And what do I mean a loop? You keep doing the same thing over and over. And I don't mean like OCD, repetitive behavior. I don't mean that. I'm talking about doing the same action over and over again as far as your behavior. And the loop's not necessarily a daily thing. It could be a yearly thing. Like, let me use an example we can all relate to: relationships. All relationships, interpersonal, male female relationships, male female. Oh, and if someone says, well, what about same sex and all, I'm not as familiar with it. Okay, I talk about what I know. What I know, not what I can speculate on, but what I know. So that's my experience. And I've seen constantly in um, relationships, people would keep doing the same thing over and over. And there's a deeper aspect to it I'll get into in a second, which I've talked about before. But people will keep doing, they will, like, you'll get a woman, she'll get a certain type of guy. And it'll be the type of guy who will consistently cheat on her, or the type of guy that will consistently abuse her, or, either emotionally or physically. It's the same type of guy who won't give her attention. But she will keep going for that same guy, and it's over and over again. You get some men go for the same type of woman over and over in the same situation over and over. Let me get into the deep part. What people will find, like if you had something happen to you, like something significant happen to you in March, say you had something significant happening to you in August of 2021, something significant, it could be whatever. Pay attention to what's happening around 2022. In fact, do what you can to try not to have it happen again, not to repeat any mistakes you did. Think about it. Whenever anything, just in general, whenever anything significant happens, note it and pay attention to next year around that time. It might not even be in August, maybe it might come a little early, but it's generally around the same time. That's a loop. People will keep doing, and it's because not even necessarily for metaphysical things, but people will keep taking the same actions over and over, and it is affected by the time of year and everything because of how they respond to the weather, the seasons, and everything. That's some deeper stuff. And people say, oh, that's crazy, that's woo woo. But say you wear a certain type, say it's a woman, and that woman wears like the butt out shorts and stuff, showing her butt cheeks and all of that around the summer. But there's also around the same time, she draws some unsavory characters because of how she appears, and also her behavior, her environment, and everything. Basically, her behavior created that loop. Same thing with men in situations. You keep going through the same thing. It's your behavior, the timing, and everything. You might have to change something up because many people are caught. They keep doing the same thing over and over. Now, before, on a deeper level, I've talked about spiraling. Spiraling is a simple concept. It's actually from West Africa. When you go through life, it's like you going spiraling up some steps, you're getting better. Or sometimes, unfortunately, things are getting worse for you. But it's always the same circumstances. See, the thing is, whenever we go through life, we repeat certain circumstances because we haven't changed our behavior. Like I use the example of the woman who keeps drawing certain types of men, certain types of year. Now, if she were to recognize that, she would dress slightly different and behave slightly different. Like say in the summertime, she's wearing all the hot clothes and all of that, and very provocative clothing, and she's hanging out in a certain area, she's going to draw the same type of man. Say she really recognizes that, so she said, well, you know what, I'm gonna change my behavior. I'm gonna still wear some nice things, but I'm just slightly more conservative. I'm not gonna go in the same place. All of a sudden the situation changes. See, most of our behavior is repetitive to a great degree. Most of us are sleepwalking. Most of us aren't awake. Even some of us who are more aware. I was thinking about that because I'll drive sometimes and I'll just drive someplace just on an automatic thing. I remember I picked my son up yesterday. Picked my son up to take him. My oldest son. He's getting into Dungeons and Dragons, so I was taking him up to this local gaming store, and it was interesting what I did out of because we were running a little late. So I said, okay, let me go this other way. Let me go another direction and get there quicker. But then I passed a turn. And I thought about that and I said, why did I pass the turn? I was told I was not conscious of what I was doing. The direction I was going back towards my old apartment. Because of course I picked him up from my new place, and it's not that much of a distance between my old place and the new place. I can get to the old place within 20 minutes, but my mind was still asleep, and I kept going because I was used to like going a certain direction towards my place because I was not fully focused. And see, if I can say that, and I without conceit would say I'm more. Not, I ain't gonna use the word woke because that has a political connotation, but simply awake, and wake being aware of what I'm doing every moment, more so than the average person. But still, there's moments where I'm going on automatic. I'm going on automatic, and see, that's how you get caught into a loop. You going on automatic, you're not thinking. See, you got to be if you notice you keep having the same situation over and over, particularly a negative one. Think about what you're doing. Think about your behavior. Think about every single thing. Think about your behavior, your habit. What kind of habits you got? Think about how you're dressed. Think about your mindset, where you're working. Think about every little thing. See, me moving recently, I'm changing a lot. I've noticed that a lot of little things are changing up. That's how deep it is. Because I used to get up regularly, like 3 in the morning, regularly. Past couple of nights, I've been getting up a little bit later. But then the circumstances have changed. The circumstances have changed. And the rhythm is changing. And so you don't know how that affects you. Like, whenever you go, I don't care what it is. It don't have to be with relationships or work or even bad things happening. Sometimes you just got to change up. Like every now and then, like one thing I will do consciously, sometimes I'll take a different consciously take a different direction going someplace I usually go. Now, or do something different. I might do something at a different time than I usually do it. Because there was one loop I had where I always eat around 11 o'clock during the day. That loop goes back to when I was working full time and always ate my lunch at 11 o'clock. And we're talking years. But I'm still kind of in that loop. That's how deep it is. And if I'm saying I'm in that loop, many of you are in that loop. Think about it. I'm like gradually breaking that one. Like consciously, I say, okay, I got to get out of it. Like I got caught in that loop just working. I would always, I'd be 11 o'clock. I'd be like eating early. And the reason I did that because where I was working, the restaurants in the area, they all open up at 11 o'clock, most of them. I always wanted to be in there as by myself as possible. So, and I was like, and I caught myself recently because even to this day, I will go someplace and be there at 11. I was like, I don't need to do that. I ain't going someplace where, I'm not going any place where I need a reservations. In fact, I've noticed funny, I would move the time back, been gradually moving the time back or shifting the time, and places, most of them will be empty. But that was just breaking that loop. Like I said, I'm not a guru on top of the mountain. I'm climbing with you. But I want y'all to learn that. I want y'all to think about any habits that you have. And it can be good, it can be bad. But just try to be aware anyway. Even if you like it, even if you like the particular loop, at least be aware of it. It might not be a bad thing. It might be putting money in your pocket. Making you on time for work every day and getting through the job. So it's not always bad. But the reality is many people, and I ain't going to say all people. I'm going to just say many people, because there are some more spiritually aware people, more truly awakened people, not woke, not that political thing, but truly aware people who are aware of themselves on that level. I want y'all to think about that. And definitely you want to work to get out of any negative loops. Very important. So anyway, something to think about. And well, that's it for today. Get back with y'all next week. I'll have a different shirt on. That shit, that's what people is like, wear the same shirt every week. Have the style. I don't know. But then that might create a loop. I want y'all to think about that. You know how we do on this channel. And, it's purely to make you think. And let me be clear on that. Even if it's a situation you don't necessarily, well, I don't see it that way. Just say, seriously, just say, okay, tell me why you don't see it that way. Because we here to learn with each other, seriously. I don't know everything. I can't speak. I can't explain quantum physics in Mandarin. So, and I want you to get me to think, okay? So if you see something different, please let me know. And that's with anything. But do so in a respectful manner. That's all I'm asking. Don't say somebody's wrong, right or wrong, because as I explained in my video yesterday, everything is relative. So anyway, y'all have a good weekend, and I'll get back with y'all next week. Peace and blessings.